Bomberman, perhaps one of gaming's most underrepresented but enduring series. A Hudson Soft IP, Bomberman has had installments across many platforms over the years, often utilizing its mainstay cross-arena bomb combat and occasional genre split-offs. But today I wanted to share what I believe to be one of the superior but underrated installments nested in an equally underrated console, Saturn Bomberman. Released in 1996 on the Sega Saturn, Saturn Bomberman represents within itself the standard of that Bomberman gameplay, then refines it with a timeless graphical style, a properly developed story campaign, and a fully featured battle mode. Further that, it innovates through the Saturn's hardware by allowing up to 10 players to battle it out by utilizing up to 2 controller multi-taps, and also online multiplayer through the Sega Netlink attachment. Though modern installments continue to improve on these features, Saturn Bomberman feature set was very much ahead of its time. Many games within the series skimp on its single-player content, instead focusing on the versus multiplayer. Saturn Bomberman, however, came with it a decently extensive campaign, bringing you across multiple locales, each with its own unique enemies and environmental hazards. You'll encounter clowns and mice at a theme park, ninjas and insects at a samurai castle, or some reptiles and dinosaurs in Jurassic World. Palette swaps these are not, as each world has its own uniquely interactable environments and also uniquely reactive enemies. You'll find spring traps, evil trees, a pirate ship shooting gallery, trapdoors, minecarts, snowman turret, and other things in the game's 6 different stages. Enemies too are uniquely designed and numerous in its variety. You'll have bouncing blobs that can eat up your bombs, beetles that toss your bombs around, witches that shrink you, caterpillars that can metamorph, and even more in every stage. And you yourself will have the usual tools of the series to handle them. Build up your power level with additional bombs and firepower. Switch up your bombs with the various alternatives like remote control bombs or the diabolical rubber bombs. Give your bomb positioning the upper hand with some power gloves or the ability to kick. And finally, find yourself some help from the Tira's dinos, riding them into battle and leveraging their individual unique abilities while also protecting you. Blue can boot bombs over blocks, green can sprint over distances, and pink can leap over obstacles, just to give a few examples. Unique for Saturn Bomberman, these dino friends also evolve as you collect power-ups, upgrading their special abilities as they grow. All this makes for an engaging single-player experience with gradual power gains and constant new challenges being thrown at you. The comfortable Bomberman experience is there, with series mainstay power-ups, along with the unique environments and enemies that make every stage a fresh experience. Stages then end in a boss battle, which are equally unique in their execution. One boss might have you battling out with a robotic samurai who will shove your bombs out of the way, and another has you manning cannons on top of a train, raining fire on a mounted cowboy in the distance. The entire campaign might not be long at 2 to 3 hours, but thanks to that, plus the ability to play with a second player, it makes it a great thing to play through in one sitting. After you're done with that, you have an additional single-player mode that you can run through called Master Mode that pits you in a time and score attack campaign. There's no big story or varied environments. Instead, you run through 20 stages filled with classic Bomberman enemies and occasionally fighting out against a boss. While it doesn't have the depth of the main mode, it instead promotes a more traditional experience. There's no wacky stage effects, no gimmicks, just you, a timer, and a total banked score. Now, it wouldn't be Bomberman if we forgot about the classic battle mode. Saturn Bomberman enjoys a fully featured battle mode filled with 8+1 bonus stage with their own unique elements. The Ninja House retains the triggerable trapdoors from the story campaign. The Space Colony features buttons that speed up or slow down bombers. The Soccer Stadium has goals that you can kick bombs into to instantly trigger for maximum firepower, just to name a few. They each also have variations that contain Bomberman mainstay environmental gimmicks, like trampolines, conveyor belts, and direction-changing arrows. Power-ups encompass most of the variety available, with some exclusive ones reserved to specific stages. Mine bombs, for example, only appear in the Jungle Trap stage. Tiras also make an appearance with their skill sets, and can be evolved by picking up additional eggs. All of this can be enjoyed in a massive party of up to 10 players thanks to multi-tap support on the Saturn, one of which is sold by Hudson Soft themselves. 7 can play together with 1, while 10 can be supported with 2. 8, however, is the magic number of players, as any more than that will reduce your stage selection to a single one, though even that stage supports a gimmick unique to itself. Even without friends, you can enjoy the massive battles thanks to Saturn's support for online modem expansions, either through the third-party X-Band peer-to-peer network or through Saturn's Netlink matchmaking. Though these are obviously no longer supported in any official capacity, the option to play 8-player online multiplayer was quite unique to the Saturn. So why, out of all the available games of the series, have I chosen to talk about Saturn Bomberman specifically? Well, that's because of the undeniable charm that the game has casted over me. Over the 40 years the series has existed, spanning countless mainline games and spin-offs, you've got countless options when it comes to choosing which game you want to experience. The series has typically stayed true to its classic Bomberman mechanisms, ignoring its spin-offs, things that kept relatively iterative. This is still true for Saturn Bomberman. In my eyes, Saturn is pretty much 90% the same Bomberman game that has ever been. The core experience has no discernible issues. Anyone familiar with Bomberman will comfortably assimilate into the game, while those new to the series can easily jump in. The remaining 10% enhances the package, with its exclusive evolving mounts along with the support of a large party. What really sells the game though, is in its visual charms. As one of the earliest entries into the 32-bit era with the Saturn Bomberman, in my opinion, is one of the best looking 2D entries into his series. The palettes of each world are wonderfully crafted with its use of colors. A lot of perception of depth was employed with little background assets overhanging the stages, along with little foreground effects like cherry blossom or snow. There's always something that's moving on screen in the background, like the little world assets to the side, or active interactables on stage. The sprites too go through a variety of cycles, whenever they're doing a little dance when they're idle, or conveying an utter look of despair when they're met with their impending demise. So yes, whenever you're looking to dip into your toes into the world of Bomberman, or you're searching for the next party game to play with your friends, if you have the means to do so, I recommend taking a look at Saturn Bomberman, an excellently designed, well-programmed, and mechanically sound installment to its series. And there's today's video. My hope with Second Opinion is not just to look at newer releases, but also these older games that may have been forgotten over time, or have just not seen enough exposure. If you yourself have got memories over Saturn Bomberman, why not let us know down in the comments, along with any other games you fondly remember but no one else knows of. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel to get notified when new videos pop up, and let me know with a like that you want to see more. We're also on Twitch most days of the week, streaming a wide variety of games that we can get our hands on, so why not join us at twitch.tv/secondop, that's second up with the number 2. And most importantly, enjoy more games.